We're going to do one that's even more complicated. We're going to do use the same method, but I'm going to add a little detail here. Sometimes it's convenient to use fractions as an intermediate step. Okay, so let's look at this. If we do, I'm not going to show you the whole method, right? But if I went from, you know what I am? I'm going to go back here. Let's go back here, and let's do our element, reactant, product, and is it balanced? Remember we were doing this previously? Okay. Handwriting's a little messy here, but hopefully this is okay. So I've got 2 carbons here, right? And so I'm going to put, let's do a different color. Got 2 carbons here, so let's put a 2 in front of that. The element is carbon. I've got 2 in the reactants, 2 in the products, and that's balanced. Okay. Now hydrogens, I've got 6 here, so if I put a 3 here, that'll make that 6. Hydrogen, 6, 6, and yes. Now oxygens. So it looks like I've got 3 oxygens here and 4 here, so that's 7, right? Well, if I make this a 7 halves, right, look at that. That's going to give me 7 over here, and that is also balanced. Right? Can you see that? So again, you might, if that doesn't make sense, you might want to pause the video or go back a little bit and watch what I did again there. But I've got 7 and 7, and so I've got a fraction as a coefficient. Now I asked you before to always have whole number coefficients. This is not a whole number coefficient. That is not a whole number coefficient. So in order to solve that, let's look at what we're going to do. Okay, so this is what I got, right? Was that what I had? 3, 2, yep. 7 halves, 3, and 2. Yep, because I can make mistakes in that, right? So what I'm going to do now is say, all right, well, when the balance is achieved, all the equation's coefficients have to then be multiplied by a whole number to convert the fraction to integer. So how do I multiply some number? How do I multiply this by some number to make it whole, right? And clearly, I'm going to be multiplying everything by that, right? So I'm going to come through here, and I'm going to multiply everything by 2, because that's what it's going to take to make this a whole number, right? So if I multiply everything by 2 now, then I'm going to get 2, 7, 6, and 4. Okay? I'm going to argue that the fact that we went through a fractional coefficient step, this is an intermediate step, but the fact that we did that made this a lot easier. If we tried to do this by inspection, it would be very difficult. So let me encourage you, please consider watching this video again if it doesn't make sense, because it's a very valuable step, and you will be asked to do this on quizzes and exams.